Good morning. So it's Wednesday, the 8th of May, and the new moon in Taurus has just passed. What that means is the moon has now passed the sun. So we'll look at that on the horoscope for today. I'll just go to the share. And here we are. Okay, so you can see here the sun there. I've spoken about this symbol before, 18 degrees of Taurus. You're starting to recognize these things now, aren't you? And there's the moon at 20 degrees of Taurus. It's very obvious, the sun and moon, because those symbols are quite ubiquitous. Long word. Okay, now 1820. So the moon has come past the sun by 2 degrees. Okay, now if you remember yesterday, the moon was somewhere around 6 degrees. I can't remember now, but so look how far that moon travels. So it was somewhere here, wouldn't it? Actually, I can't show you how far because this actually isn't relative to actual distance. So we can only look at 7 degrees. My apologies. The moon has now moved to a position which is in between the sun and Uranus. So Uranus is at 22 and the sun is at 18. So the moon is in the middle at 20, 2 degrees either side. This puts the moon at something called the midpoint between the sun and Uranus. And the midpoint, it has some relevance. It's certainly a linking between the two. So it adds to today something a little different to that very sort of sedentary, relaxed, sort of comfortable day of yesterday, if it was, because it's linking into Uranus. Now, we are linking into impatience, basically. Uranus does not like being in the Taurus energy. Uranus is all about breaking free, breaking down, uproot, uproar, revolution. And Taurus has just put a cast iron or a concrete jacket around Uranus. And Uranus is doing its best to continue its mission of breakdown, breakthrough, revolution. And Taurus is a stubborn old sign, given Earth the fact that it can get into concrete or cast iron because it has control of physical things, molecules. And so Uranus is very rebellious in there and twitching and can't wait to get out. When Uranus gets in contact with another planet, what it's doing is passing that impatience and that rebelliousness onto that other planet. It has an ally for a while. Somebody has stepped into the atmosphere of Taurus. Uranus is there. Along comes Moon alongside for a while. Uranus is going, I hate this, and I'm stuck here, and I have all this to do, looking towards the future and revolution, and so the Moon is like, the Moon doesn't really want anything to do with this revolution. The Moon is very comfortable in Taurus. Thank you very much. This is all very nice, floating along here nicely, lovely. And then Uranus. Okay. So enter a little bit of irritation into the atmosphere and a little bit of, okay, can we get this over with now? See how that pans out. With these things I explained to you, it's always you'll notice them or you'll feel them. So you'll notice other people acting it out, or you yourself will feel, okay, yawn, can I get on now, please? So see how it goes. With astrology, it's as much about observation and being aware of how it's playing out around you as it is just looking at it on the chart. Okie dokie. Right. So I think that's good. I think what I want to do now is stop sharing and just talk about what happens with this new moon. Okay, now you're probably aware, if you sort of scoot around all the astrology websites and everything, that manifestation is one of Taurus's specialities, manifest things. And so therefore, the moon and the sun together in Taurus present this opportunity for manifesting. And so setting intentions, if you're a Wiccan, or actually setting intentions if you're just sort of spiritual and like to set intentions and things like that. Yeah, great. I would say write them down. But probably we should have done that, a few hours ago. But I don't think the cosmos would be that concerned if you wanted to write a few down now. As long as you give it attention and belief, the universe is built on these two things: attention and belief. Give it attention and belief when you write your list, and I'm there. I believe that you could get this stuff sorted. Okay, so good time to do things that you want to do, that like stop smoking, that kind of thing. And yeah, diet, although that diet is not giving yourself pleasure, we're still in the environment of food and pleasure, and not having some or having some is just part of the negative or the positive aspect of this energy. Okay, so the ancients. I want to talk about the ancients now. It was absolutely vital to them that they saw the rising and the setting of planets as the planets came up or went below the horizon. This was of vital importance. They recognized that the energy of the horizon did something to the energy of the planet. Now, I'm going to talk in rays, because I think that's the best descriptive word or objective word that I have to describe how the planets seem to be synchronous with us. I think it's actually all because of the three-dimensional web, which is invisible. So everything is connected up invisibly, something like that. But anyway, okay, so we have the situation where the moon now has passed the sun and will pull away from the sun's light to the amount that we will be able to see the first sliver of the new moon as it appears in the sky. Now, this normally happens about a day or two later. That's quite a wide margin, but it really depends whereabouts you are. And if you look towards the part of the sky where the sun has gone down, in general, just sort of like ballpark, you'll see the pink or the light of the sky on the horizon as the sun has gone down. You're looking for that sliver. Sorry, it'll be that way. So sun here, it'll be that way. You're looking for that little silver sliver of light on the edge of the moon, and you'll be able to see it for the first time. Now, the ancients believed that was important. When we caught sight of the moon, then it was connected to the visibility of the issues of the new moon. So the new moon is invisible because the sun's light is behind it, so we cannot see the moon. But the moment we can see the moon, we can then see what the issue was, whatever it is to do with that new moon. It becomes visible. There is visibility. Now we can start to work with something because we have clarity. So if you are setting your intentions, or there is something that you're not quite sure about to do with this new moon, because it's hidden, then wait till you see the first crescent, and then things will be revealed. Now, this was important for the moon. It was important for all planets. And it's part of the whole astronomy of what happens to the Earth. Because the moon is going around us, the rest of the solar system have no idea what our moon means, and might not even, the rest of the solar system doesn't even know it's there. To us and to us only, that moon, our moon, and its relationship with the sun is something of grave importance because of the amount of gravity. Both of them pull hugely on the Earth. The gravitational pull is very high. So much so, actually, that it can pull the crust of the Earth, move the crust of the Earth out of its alignment simply by being the sun or the moon. The sun being so much bigger has a similar, no, it has a bigger gravitational pull than the moon. But comparatively, they look the same in the sky, and somehow it all balances out. So when we get the sun and the moon on the same side of the Earth, we've got this double pulling. The gravity of the moon and the gravity of the sun is a double pull. And it really sort of warps and distorts the electromagnetic energy, for instance. So it does take us into a place which is extreme, which is different, which is not something that on an everyday basis we get a chance to experience. So that again is a reason to make note of new moons. The full moons are more obvious to us. We have this great disk in the sky and we can see it, really obvious, right? And the issues of the full moon are really obvious. They're never hidden. They are there for everybody to see. That's there and that's there. New moon, different, hidden. And so therefore, we have to look for these clues, know what to look for in order to work with it and the energy of it. Okay, I think I've probably about done for today now. I hope that was enjoyable. I'll see you again tomorrow, by which time the moon will have moved out of Taurus. So we'll be able to look at it in Gemini. I'll show you that tomorrow. And we'll be able to discuss what that means if you're a Gemini sun sign, for instance. What does it mean if you're a Taurus sun sign with all this going on? There must be quite a lot of Taurians must be feeling quite intense at the moment. There must be quite a lot of moody feelings that you can't quite identify because it's hidden. There we go again. So don't worry, Taurus. When that moon moves out over the next few hours, it'll lighten slightly. And in the meantime, I would very much savor the intensity of the sensuality of this time, the senses, as in sensuality. I think your senses will be very much on the alert, and it's a good time to experience something which you may not get a chance to when everything is chattering and it's all about the mind. Okay, I will go now. It was lovely to see you guys, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Bye.